In this video, we are going to discuss about events of sexual reproduction. We all know that in the process of sexual reproduction, male and female gametes are produced. These gametes, they undergo the process of fertilization and then produce a single cell structure which is called zygote. Okay. Now the zygote undergoes multiple cell divisions called mitosis and gives rise to an embryo. So this process in which embryo is formed from zygote is known as embryogenesis. Okay, and in case of animals, this embryo further develops into a fetus, like in human beings. Okay, and fetus takes birth after 9 months. I'm taking the example of human beings. And in case of plants, this embryo develops into a seed. So this entire process of sexual reproduction is actually divided into 3 categories or 3 events. Okay, and these events are pre-fertilization event, okay, fertilization, and post-fertilization event. Okay, now what happens is in case of pre-fertilization event, okay, as a name suggests, this event occurs before fertilization. Okay, now all the changes or all the processes which takes place in the body of an organism before fertilization is known as pre-fertilization events. Okay, now just think, for the process of fertilization, what we require? We require 2 gametes. Okay, that is male and female gamete. Okay, these male and female gamete should be present together. Okay, so the first step is about the formation of these male and female gametes. Okay, and the second step is gamete transfer. Why I am talking about gamete transfer is because we know that in there are certain organisms in which sexes are defined. Okay, male and female organisms are distinct. Okay, they're clearly distinct organisms. Okay, so these male and female gametes are produced in 2 different organisms, isn't it? Sexes are completely defined. Okay, so when male and female gametes are produced in completely 2 different organisms, so how this male and female gamete come closer to each other for the process of fertilization? So all these events comes under pre-fertilization, and we are going to discuss about pre-fertilization briefly in this video. Okay, so the first very important process which takes place in pre-fertilization is gametogenesis. Okay, the process of formation of gametes in sex organ is known as gametogenesis. And remember, for the formation of gametes, the cell division which occurs is known as meiosis. So this is important, that gametes are produced in sex organs, or you can say in male and female reproductive organs, by the process of meiosis. Okay, by the process of gametogenesis, and cells are divided by the process of meiosis. Okay, but you know that as I've told you in the previous slide, organisms, sometimes gamete formation or gametes are produced by 2 different organisms. That means male and female gametes are produced by 2 different organisms, or sometimes they are produced by 1 single organism. Okay, now in case of both animals as well as plants, okay, what happens is, in higher animals or maybe in higher plants, okay, these male and female organisms are completely, like, you know, they are clearly distinct. They are present clearly as male and female. Okay, so in higher animals, male and female gametes are produced by 2 different organisms. Okay, male gamete is produced by male, and female gamete, that is ovum, is produced by a female. Okay, but when we talk about lower animals like earthworm or snail, slug, or barnacles, okay, so what happens in this lower animals is, in these lower animals, both male and female reproductive organs are present in the same organism. Okay, and such organisms are known as hermaphrodites. Okay, what they are called? They are known as hermaphrodite. Okay, so both male and female sex organs or reproductive organs are present in 1 single organism in case of lower animals. Okay, and these organisms are known as hermaphrodites. Hence, in case of lower organisms, both male and female gametes are produced by 1 single organism. Okay, but when we talk about plants, similarly like animals, in case of plants also, generally in higher plants like angiosperms and gymnosperms, male and female plants, okay, or maybe male or female flowers are clearly distinct. Okay, they're clearly separated. So there are some unisexual plants or flowers. Okay, The meaning of this term uni is one, and sexual means sex organs. Okay, sexual means sex organs and uni means one. Okay, so unisexual plants means plants in which only one reproductive organ or reproductive structure is present, either male or female. Similarly, unisexual flower means flower in which only one reproductive organ is present, either male reproductive organ or female reproductive organ. Okay, and the example of such plants is papaya, okay, papaya, watermelon, coconut, maize, and cucumber. Okay, etc. There are other examples also. Okay, so unisexual plants, they produce only one type of gamete, and that depends on the type of reproductive organ present in them. Okay, the plants which have both male and female reproductive organs. Okay, such plants are known as bisexual plant. Okay, so plants which possess both male and female reproductive organs, they are called bisexual plants or bisexual flowers, and they produce both male gamete as well as female gamete. Okay, and the example of such plants is, like, bisexual plant is mustard, then lily, rose, hibiscus, mango, sunflower, etc. Okay, everybody must have noticed this hibiscus flower, China rose, in your surroundings. This is the most commonly available plant, and this plant produces flower throughout the year. Okay, so you must have noticed this hibiscus flower. Inside this, both male and female reproductive structures are present. Okay, so this is a bisexual flower. Okay, so first process was gametogenesis. Gametogenesis means formation of gametes. Now we know that in case of animals, male gamete is known as enterozoid or sperm. Okay, so what is the name of male gamete? Enterozoid or sperm. And female gamete is called ovum or egg cell. Okay, so the process of formation of male gamete in animals is known as spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means formation of sperms. Okay, and the process of formation of ovum or egg cell in case of female animals is known as oogenesis. Oogenesis means formation of ovum. Okay, and the spermatogenesis and oogenesis are actually the two types of gametogenesis. Okay, gametogenesis means formation of gametes in the reproductive organs of animals. So in detail about spermatogenesis and oogenesis, we are going to learn in chapter number 3 in human reproduction. Now here this slide actually shows different types of gamete. Okay, there are generally two types of gamete based on the structure. These are isogamete and heterogametes. Iso means similar, okay, similar in structure, and hetero means different in structure. Okay, so this isogametes, they are exactly similar in structure, and it's not easy, or it's not, or I mean, we cannot identify that which one is male or which one is female gamete. You can see here in the picture, these are the gametes of a particular algae called Cladophora. Okay, so Cladophora is an algae, and these two are actually the gametes of Cladophora. You can see here in the picture that these two gametes, they look alike. Okay, they look very similar to each other, and these gametes, they have finger-like structure which are called flagella. Okay, we know that this flagella is actually a locomotory structure. That means these two gametes, they possess flagella for movement. These two gametes, they are motile. Okay, they do not remain stationary at a place. They are motile. Okay, they can easily move in water. Okay, so as these two gametes are exactly similar in structure, they look alike. It's not easy for us to identify them as male or female gamete. Hence, these gametes are called isogametes. Now, the next picture represents the heterogametes of Fucus. Now, this Fucus is also a type of algae. Okay, this is actually a red algae present in sea. So, these are the gametes of Fucus, female gamete and male gamete. Now, you can see here, the size of the female and male gamete is completely different. Female gamete is very large compared to male gamete. Okay, and this male gamete is also having a flagella-like structure. Okay, because this algae is present in water, so male gamete has to actually move and reach the female gamete for the process of fertilization. And female gamete is very large in size because of the deposition of yolk inside it. Because this yolk if fertilization is actually positive, if fertilization takes place, then after the process of fertilization, for the nourishment of developing embryo, this yolk provides nutrients. Okay, yolk provides nourishment. And third is actually, the C1 is actually heterogametes of human beings. So this is the ovum in case of human being, and these are the sperm. So in case of human beings also, ovum is very large compared to sperm. And this ovum or female gamete in most of the cases is actually stationary, and this male gamete is always motile. This male gamete actually have to move or swim through the liquid medium and reach the female gamete for the process of fertilization. Okay. So in this chapter, there's another topic called sexuality in organisms. So let's discuss about that in brief. One type of organism given is homothallic. Okay, homo means same or similar. Okay, so when male and female reproductive organs are present in the same fungi, they are called homothallic fungi. So this homothallic, the term thallic or thallus is actually used in reference to the fungus. So when male and female reproductive organs are present in same fungus, they are known as homothallic fungus or homothallic fungi. And when it is present in different fungus, they are known as heterothallic fungi. Okay, heterothallic. Okay. Now the example of homothallic fungi is Puccinia. Okay, this is Puccinia. So Puccinia is the example of homothallic fungi, and the example of heterothallic fungi is Aspergillus, Penicillium, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, Aspergillus, Penicillium, and Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay. When we talk about plants, okay, when we talk about the reproductive organs, presence of reproductive organs in case of plants, so there are two different types of plant, monoecious and dioecious. Okay, so when male and female reproductive organs, here male and female reproductive organs are present on the same plant, they are called monoecious or bisexual plants. So as we have studied in the beginning of this video, bisexual plants, bisexual plant means when both male and female reproductive organs are present in the same plant. Okay, so bisexual plants are also known as monoecious plants. That means in this case, one single plant itself produces both male and female gamete. And there are multiple examples like tomato, rose, cucumber, hibiscus, coconut, coconut palm, etc. Okay, and other examples are like hazelnut, oil palm, walnut, fig, melon, maize. Then okay, this one is ricinus. Okay, so these are the examples of monoecious plants. Next is dioecious plants. Dioecious plant means when male and female reproductive organs are present on different plants. That means unisexual plant. Okay, so unisexual plant or dioecious plant means in these plants, male and female reproductive organs, they are present on two different plants. Okay, and in such plants, the male gamete or female gamete is produced by separate plants. Okay, or maybe separate flowers. Understand? And the example of such plant is papaya, date palm, mulberry, kiwi, wine, etc. Okay, so remember, you actually should remember at least two examples of every category which we are discussing, like homothallic fungi, heterothallic fungi, dioecious plants, monoecious plants, etc. Okay, the very common plant which we use, which we eat as vegetable, green leaf vegetable is spinach. So spinach is also a dioecious plant. Okay, then we have date palm, we have willow tree. Okay, this is cloudberry, kiwi fruit. You can see here kiwi fruit. Okay, so these are all your dioecious plants. Then when we talk about flowers, okay, when flowers have only one reproductive structures, they are known as unisexual flower. Okay, but if the flower is having male reproductive organs in it, okay, if the flower is having male reproductive organs in it, it is called a staminate. Okay, so the unisexual flower which has male reproductive organs in it, okay, they are known as staminate. And why they are called staminate? Because we know that the male reproductive organ or male reproductive structure in case of plants is actually known as stamen. Okay, and the another name for stamen is androecium. Androecium or stamen. Okay, and this stamen is having two parts. Anther, this is the lobe-like structure present on the top, this which is called anther, and in this anther, male gametes, which is called pollen grains, are produced. Okay, and this long stalk-like structure present below anther is known as filament. Okay, so a unisexual male flower or unisexual flower which has male reproductive structure called stamen or androecium are known as staminate. Okay, and the example of such flower is eggplant. Eggplant refers to brinjal, and cucumbers, chrysanthemum. Okay, and here you can see in this picture, this is a staminate flower. This yellow structure is actually anther. Okay, and this white color long stalk is actually your filament, anther and filament. Unisexual female flower which has female reproductive structure called pistil or carpel is known as pistillate. Okay, so the female reproductive structure in case of plants is known as pistil or carpel, and when any flower has only female reproductive organs in them, it is called pistillate. Female reproductive structure is also known as gynoecium. What it is called? Gynoecium. And this gynoecium is having three parts. This thing you have already studied in grade 10. Stigma, okay. Then we have a long stalk called style, and then we have ovary, okay. So stigma, style, and ovary, okay. So these three parts together, they produce, they actually form gynoecium, and when any unisexual flower is having only pistil or carpel or gynoecium, it is called pistillate. And the example is eggplant, cucumber, and chrysanthemum. Okay, you can see it in the picture. This is stigma, this is style, and ovary is present. Actually, ovary is embedded deep inside the flower. Here you can see the staminate and pistillate flower. Okay, this is actually stamen. The stamen, this is anther, and this is filament. Okay, here you can see this stigma, style, and ovary inside the flower. This one also you can see clearly. This lobe-like structure is actually anther. They produce pollen grains, and this long stalk is your filament. And this one is female flower. This is your stigma, your style, okay, and located inside here, ovary. Now the next topic is about cell division, which takes place during gamete formation. This I have already told you in the previous, the first slide, that actually there are two types of organisms, lower organisms and higher organisms. So these higher organisms, their body is multicellular and they have complex structure in their body. So in case of higher animals like, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and higher animals, they have diploid body cells. Okay, so in case of them, meiosis occurs. Meiosis, because we know that meiosis is actually a reductional division. Okay, reductional division means in this division or in this type of cell division, the number of chromosomes are reduced to half. Okay, the number of chromosomes are actually reduced to half in case of meiosis, and we know that these gametes are haploid. Gametes are haploid means they have only half number of chromosomes. Okay, for example, in case of human beings, a normal cell of human being is actually having 46 chromosomes. For example, if this cell is dividing in giving rise to two new sperms, okay, two new sperms, so this cell will divide by meiosis, okay, and each sperm will have now 23 chromosomes. So what happened here is each sperm is having 23 chromosomes each. That means the chromosome number in parent cell was 46, and now the chromosome number is reduced to half in each sperm or in each new cell which is formed. Okay, so this type of division is called meiosis, in which the number of chromosomes are reduced to half, and hence it is called reductional division. So remember, in case of higher plants and higher animals like pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and higher animals like mammals, okay, amphibians, birds, reptiles. So what happens in them is, in them meiosis division takes place, and and new gametes are produced from cell by the process of meiosis. In case of lower animals, generally these lower animals are already haploid, like Monera, fungi, algae, and bryophytes. They have haploid body, and hence in them the new cells are produced, or the gametes are produced by the process of mitosis. Okay, mitosis. Or you can say that, you know, these lower organisms like Monera, fungi, algae, they actually generally reproduce by asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction always occurs by the process of by the cell division of mitosis. Okay. The last topic under pre-fertilization event is gamete transfer, because we know that gametes are produced by two different living organisms, and these gametes are present far apart. Okay, so these gametes should come closer to each other. They should come nearby each other. Okay, in order to perform the process of fertilization. So how this fertilization process occurs, or what are the conditions which are necessary to facilitate the process of fertilization? First one, we'll take the example of algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. Okay, so what happens is, there are most of the organisms like algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. In them, male gamete is motile. As we have seen in the previous slides, male gamete is generally motile. They have a locomotory structure which is called flagella. Okay, so with the help of flagella they move. Okay, so male gamete is motile and female gamete is non-motile. Female gamete remains at one particular place. So in these organisms, male gametes, they move through water and reach the female gametes. Okay, but one disadvantage is, like, you know, large number of male gametes, because they have to move through water and hunt for the female gamete. They should reach the female gamete. Okay, so during this process, large number of male gametes are actually lost. Okay, they actually, you know, they actually lose their path and go into a different path, or they might not meet female gamete at the correct time. Okay, so because of this, most of the male gametes are lost, and in order to compensate this loss, okay, in order to compensate this loss, you know, very high number of male gametes are produced compared to the number of female gametes in algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. Other example is unicellular algae. Okay, so in some unicellular algae, both gametes can move. Like we have seen the example of Cladophora. Okay, so Cladophora is actually unicellular algae, and in them, both the gametes can move. Okay, so both gametes, male and female gametes, they move, and they actually move in search of each other, and they meet and perform the process of fertilization. When we talk about higher plants like all flowering plants, your rose, hibiscus, okay, lotus, etc. So in them, pollination occurs by different agent. Pollination is actually the process of transfer of male gametes, or process of transfer of pollen grains from one flower to another flower by different agent, and these agents could be wind. Okay, these agents could be wind, water, insects, etc. Okay, sometimes animals also help in the process of pollination. Okay, and in case of animals, higher animals like human beings, there are different mammals, cow, buffalo. Okay, so in all these animals, the male organism actually deposits its sperms into the female's body during the process of sexual intercourse. Okay, so in animals, male generally deposits the sperms or male gamete into the body of female during the process of sexual intercourse. Okay, so with this we are done with the pre-fertilization events. In next video we will discuss about fertilization in brief. Take care till then. Bye bye.